Hey guys, what's up? GreenMachineSam back with another video, and today we have, of course, the first update, the round 1 update of the Madden 25 roster update that I personally do every single year. Let's get into things and let's get things started right away. This is a PS5 exclusive roster started to anybody that is on Xbox or PC. I'm strictly on PlayStation. This took long enough. This took me about 6 hours to complete all 32 rookies. It's going to take super long tomorrow with rounds 2 and 3. As well as it's going to take even longer for rounds 4 through 7. Depending on, of course, how many rookies I am allowed to make, it will take a good chunk of time. So remember, just because it's not out right away doesn't mean it's not coming. Just because the update isn't out right away does not mean I'm not working on it, okay? Yes, I was a little bit slower this year. The Madden menus are fucking terrible. Having to scroll through each and every single helmet option to try to find the one. Because it's not listed by name. It's not listed by helmet. It's not, only just everything about the menus this year fucking suck in Madden. They just do. If you've ever created a bunch of people in Madden, it fucking blows. So first and foremost, you guys are going to want to head over to the Creation Center or this little NFL icon, and then head to Share and Manage Files. Download Community Files. It's the first one and it's the big one. My roster is on the first page now, if you guys haven't downloaded it in a while. So, it is right here, Madden 25 roster update by GreenMachineSam. So, it's very easy to find. You're able to download it very fast. If for some reason you want the Madden 24 roster update guide, you can go ahead and click search and search by online ID. Just search by GreenMachineSam, and it should bring you to the roster. They are both the same. It does not matter. You guys have to download it. Okay, I'm going to repeat that once. I'm going to repeat it again. You have to download the roster, okay? There's no way around that. You have to download the roster. You can save it as a new file, or you can overwrite your old file, which basically just means you're getting rid of the old copy and replacing it with the new one. Then, no matter what you do, you have to go in and you have to load the roster. Whether it's because you're going into Play Now game, whether it's because you're just wanting to look at the roster file, whether you're wanting to start a new franchise, you have to load the roster, as well as no, you cannot import the new roster into a already existing Madden file. I don't know why people ask me that sometimes. I really don't understand that sometimes. I understand if you're new to Madden, you don't quite know what's going on. Yes, am willing to answer some of your questions. So, let's just go over all the rookies real quick, or at least most of them. So, of course, Caleb Williams going number 1 overall to the Chicago Bears. They also took Roma Dunes at pick number 9. I'm going to say this once, and I'm going to say it again. Every player's portrait that I create for the NFL draft is not based off of how they look in real life. I'm not basing the portrait. I'm not picking the face that matches them in real life. I'm picking a face that matches them inside their helmet. How do they look inside their helmet? The size of their helmet, whether or not it gives them a longer neck, all of that different stuff. I am more worried about how they look inside of the franchise mode when you are playing on the field than just the portrait. Because most people aren't going to be... I'm not going to scroll through. I'm not going to go to all players and scroll through and try to find Roma Dunze based off of his portrait picture. That's just not how I'm going to do it. I'm going to sort by last name. Or I'm just going to go to the team that he's supposed to be on, which is the Chicago Bears. Also, their age is... I import their age. So I go, hey, this dude's born. I don't know when Roma Dunes is born, but let's just say April 20th, 2001. Okay? So Madden will give them their age based off of the birthday I put in. I can't do anything about other people's ages. That's something that I'm not allowed to touch. EA does not allow us to touch age, experience, contract numbers, dev trait, and something else that I'm forgetting. But, so yes, of course, there's the rookies. Like I said, their portraits are not based upon how they look. I do not pick the faces based on how they look. I pick them based off of how they look inside the franchise. I'm not worried about the portrait that's going to sit there that I'm literally not going to give two shits about. If you do not like how I do that for my rookies, you can go in and change the rookies' faces once you download the roster if you prefer having accurate portraits more than having anything else. Of course, the Bengals ended up taking a tackle in Arminius Mims out of Georgia. I do try to give them a good jersey number, or at least a jersey number that they maybe wore in college. But of course, sometimes I cannot get them that jersey number just because somebody else is already wearing it. Alex Cap in this instance is already wearing Mims' number, and I'm pretty sure Mims isn't going to pay to go and get that. The Bills traded out of the first round, so they didn't end up taking anybody. The Broncos took Bo Nix. Remember, everybody's overall is based off of when they are picked. Quarterbacks are a little bit skewed because I don't want to break the fucking game. And especially with how many early quarterbacks we had, it would have broken the game if I would have continued with the old system of just doing everybody strictly based off of when they are picked and not decreasing the quarterbacks. So, of course, you saw Caleb Williams. He was a 75. Then it went to 74 with Jaden Daniels, and then went to Drake May at 73. Then it went to Michael Penix at 72, J.J. McCarthy at 71, and Bo Nix at 70. So there is Bo Nix as well as ratings. Ratings are based off of how I view a player. I'm not 100% sure. I'm a one-man army. I'm not going to have time to go out and scout 400 different fucking players and figure out their exact overalls and ratings. Okay? That is one thing I'm going to say. I'm not some big corporation that has hundreds of employees where I can put everybody into a graph and be like, okay, this guy's a little bit faster, this guy's a little bit slower, this guy's a little bit more athletic, agile, this, that, and the other. I do a lot of my ratings based off of player comparisons as well as just what I'm seeing in their highlight reels. Yes, I watch highlight reels to get a good perspective of some of these players that I'm not more familiar with, just because it's going to show me some of their best clips. It's going to show me their speed. It's going to show me their athleticism. It's going to show me this. It's going to show me that, right? It's going to show me some of their best stuff. So that is how I determine a lot of the ratings. And of course, like I said, I try to pick a jersey number that best suits them. The Broncos have no real low jersey numbers right now, if I recall. So Bo Nix, it was between 7 and 13. I couldn't remember if any Broncos wore 13. But I know John Elway wore 7, so I decided to give him number 13. I don't think the Browns had a pick. I know the Bucks did. They took Graham Barton. He's listed as a center. I know he plays a lot of guard, and a lot of the images I was seeing was him playing guard. But I figure with them having some younger guys at guard, it would be better just to fill in over Robert Hainsey, who is looking to get replaced anyway. The Cardinals took a couple guys. They took Marvin Harrison Jr., of course, number 4 overall. I gave him jersey number 8. And then they took a kind of a tweener in Darius Robinson. He's listed on one website as 292 and one website as 285. So I put him at left end. If this is for some reason incorrect and he's more of a traditional edge and just a bigger edge, then I will gladly move him. But for now, he is at end. And of course, some of these players are going to be at positions in which I'm just putting them there, and I can kind of move players around later during the rest of the draft and stuff, once the roster is finished. The Chargers ended up taking, who'd they take at 5? I don't remember. Oh, Joe Alt. They took Joe Alt at 5, so there is him. The Kansas City Chiefs ended up taking Xavier Worthy, moving up in the draft and taking Xavier Worthy. Again, the portraits that you are seeing on the player icons are not accurate to the player. They are accurate to their player model in Madden. That is what I go off of, is in Madden. Xavier Worthy out of Texas going to the Kansas City Chiefs. He's kind of going to be far down their depth chart. And I will start doing custom depth charts once I get at least the second and third round done. The Indianapolis Colts ended up taking an edge in Latu out of UCLA, another edge rusher that has come back from medically retiring. So he is with the Colts. The Commanders ended up taking, of course, Jaden Daniels, quarterback out of LSU. The Cowboys ended up taking Tyler Guyton, a offensive tackle out of Oklahoma. So I did go ahead and slide Tyler Smith back into guard. Apparently that is probably the plan going forward, is that they do plan on keeping Tyler Smith in at guard, as he has played well. Chop Robinson going to the Dolphins here. He is a 75 since he was picked later in the draft. The Falcons, I don't know why I skipped over the Eagles. The Eagles took Quinyon Mitchell, something like that, out of Toledo, so there is him. The Falcons ended up taking Michael Penix, probably the biggest surprise of the entire draft. taking Michael Penix at number 8 overall. Kind of weird in my opinion, but hey, they'll do what they want to do, and they took the guy that they thought was the best option there. The 49ers took Ricky Pearsall out of Florida State, so I did go ahead and create him. He's looking pretty good as well. And like I said, I do go ahead and look at, what draft analysts say about the players as well as player comparisons and everything like that. Malik Neighbors Malik Neighbor. I think it's Malik Neighbors. Here, let me check this real quick. I just want to make sure. Is it Malik Neighbors or Malik? Yeah, it's Malik Neighbors. So I did incorrectly spell his name. So that will be fixed. You guys won't see that mistake besides in the video if you're watching this, of course. The Jaguars ended up taking a wide receiver as well, Brian Thomas. The Jets ended up taking a tackle in Fashuni. So of course, if you really wanted to, you can move him into guard. It will mess with his overall, so he will hop up a little bit, but you can easily move him into guard if you want to. The Detroit Lions ended up taking a corner in Terrion Arnold. The Packers ended up taking a tackle, of course, in Jordan Morgan. There is reports that either Elton Jenkins or Zach Tom could be playing center, or Zach Tom could even be playing guard next year. So depending on how or what goes on there, you could easily move one of the two left tackles over to right, or you could even move Jordan Morgan into guard if you felt like doing that. Panthers ended up moving up into the first after not having a first-round pick because the Chicago Bears owned it, and taking Xavier Legette out of South Carolina. Of course, the New England Patriots took Drake May. The Las Vegas Raiders ended up taking Brock Bowers here. The Rams ended up taking Jared Verse out of Florida State. Here he is. Of course, like I said, jersey numbers are loosely based off of what jersey numbers I thought looked good on the player, / if they had an opportunity to wear their college number, I gave it to him. If not, I gave him a jersey that looked good or had a similar number. Nate Wiggins here out of Clemson. The Saints ended up taking a tackle, Fauga out of Oregon State, so he's there as well. The Seahawks ended up taking a D tackle. Byron Murphy. He's a little bit smaller, so I left him at end instead of tackle and moved Leonard Williams inside. He's a little bit bigger of a guy. The Steelers ended up taking a right tackle as well, Troy Fatunu. I think he played left tackle in college, so he's going to be playing that right tackle. I did move Dan Moore into guard and James Daniel into center just because I think that's probably their best lineup as of right now. Now, of course, as the draft goes on, if they take a center, I will gladly move the guy back outside. The Houston Texans, I don't think had a draft pick, if I remember correctly. The Tennessee Titans took J.C. Latham here, one of the top guys off the board, not named a quarterback out of Bama, so he'll be their starting left tackle going forward. And, of course, the Minnesota Vikings took J.J. McCarthy. If I missed any rookies and I did not show them, no, they are completed. I got all 32 rookies done. They are on the roster. The roster is live. You guys can go download it. I'm going to be doing day 2 tomorrow, getting at least the second round done, if not the second and the third round. I'll probably be staying up all night and getting that done, and then getting another video out to you guys whenever that is done. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this content or any of the content here on my channel. I'll be back with more videos like this. Like I said, all the rookies are done. If you don't like something about the roster, but you still appreciate, me going in and making all the players, you can easily go in and change what you don't like and then save your roster. Just please don't try to take credit for my roster. It's kind of bogus when people do that. I just went in and put, a long amount of time and effort into this roster, and then you trying to take credit for it is kind of bogus in my opinion. Like I said, if you guys enjoy this roster, please stick around and subscribe. If you guys enjoy this content, please stick around and subscribe. I'll be back with more videos like this, whether it's roster updates, franchise, off-season content, or anything else like this. But with that being said, I'll be back with more videos like this. With that being said, I'm out. Peace.